Welcome to Story Series of Avaya and Anaya, Guardians of the Night. Episode 3, The Secret of the Shadow Sprinkles. It was a normal bedtime in the Avaya and Anaya house. Well, as normal as it ever got. Anaya was brushing her hair, sitting neatly on her bed with a book about moon crystals. Avaya, on the other hand, was trying to do a somersault across the blankets with a pillow taped to her back. "I'm a backpack-carrying dragon," she shouted. "Roar, roar. This pillow has homework resistance powers." Anaya looked up from her book. "You've taped it upside down." "That's on purpose. It's how dragons carry snacks." Suddenly, pitter-patter-ping. Something odd started tapping at their window. Not rain, not hail. It looked like tiny dots of sugar. "Is that sprinkles?" Avaya yelled, racing to the window and flinging it open. Colorful sprinkles were falling from the sky. Except they weren't colorful. They were gray, dull. And instead of cheerful little pops of sugar, they hummed with a weird, grumpy buzz. "Ugh," Avaya sniffed. "These smell like forgotten socks." A bright poof exploded in the center of the room, sending Anaya's book flying and knocking Avaya off her pillow perch. Floating in the air, as if carried by frosting magic, was a cupcake. A real one, with pink swirls, tiny wings, and a cherry that glowed like a firefly. "What?" whispered Avaya. The cupcake unrolled a tiny scroll from its frosting and read, "Dear Guardians, shadow sprinkles are spreading. The sugar realm is losing its sweetness. We need help before all dessert dreams go sour." "Shadow sprinkles?" Anaya read aloud. "Sugar. Realm." Avaya's eyes lit up. "Is that a real place? Can we move there? I'll eat my bed if we can." Butterball the hamster snorted in his sleep, rolled over, and muttered something that sounded suspiciously like cupcake betrayal. Just then, a familiar beep-boop lit up the room. "Blip!" both girls shouted as the glowing robot zoomed in through a swirl of stars. "Urgent mission request," Blip announced, blinking rapidly. "Prepare for portal transport. Sugar Realm in crisis." Avaya high-fived the cupcake. "Time to save dessert." Blip spun in the air, projecting a ring of glowing sugar crystals that circled around the girls' bedroom floor. The air shimmered. A delicious smell of cotton candy and warm cookies filled the room. Avaya grabbed her sparkly socks and yelled, "Emergency candy mission. I need maximum sugar grip." "It's a rescue mission, not snack time," Anaya reminded her, tying her hair into a quick braid. But she was smiling. With a swirl and a whump, the portal whooshed open like a sugary tornado. "Last one is a stale donut," Avaya yelled and cannonballed in. "She's literally impossible," Anaya muttered, stepping in more gracefully. Whoosh! The world spun into marshmallow clouds, whipped cream tunnels, and jelly bean skies. And then, thump. They landed, side by side, on a soft, bouncy path made of sponge cake. Avaya blinked. "This is the best carpet I've ever face-planted on." They looked up. Before them stood a magical land, rivers of caramel, trees made of peppermint bark, and candy creatures with jelly eyes and cookie paws. Lollipop flowers swayed in the breeze. But the colors were faded. The frosting clouds sagged. The candy cane lampposts drooped like sad spaghetti. Blip floated nervously. "Sprinkle decay is increasing. Joy levels at 17%. Chocolate chip sadness detected." "This place used to sparkle," said a soft, sugary voice. The girls turned. A round cupcake wearing a glittering peppermint crown floated toward them on a hovering saucer made of pie crust. "I am Queen Frosting," she said gently. "Welcome, Guardians." She gave a little bow, her whipped cream hair wobbling like a fancy dessert on wheels. "Our realm is in danger," she said. "Someone is stealing the sprinkles and replacing them with shadows." "Like evil sprinkles?" Avaya asked, wide-eyed. "They suck the fun from sweets. When children dream of desserts, this realm brings them joy. But now, she gestured sadly, it's crumbling. Behind them, a gingerbread house creaked and lost a gumdrop from the roof. Anaya stepped forward. We'll help. Where did it start? Licorice forest, Queen Frosting whispered. But beware, the shadow sprinkles are tricky. Avaya grinned. Bring on the sugar shadows. Blip sighed. She's not taking this seriously, is she? I'm always serious when cake is involved, said Avaya. The licorice forest was the exact opposite of what Avaya expected. Instead of being chewy and stretchy and delicious, it was sticky, squeaky and spiteful. The black licorice trees twisted into weird shapes. Their bark creaked like squeaky shoes. Strange whispers echoed between them. This forest gives me the shivers, Anaya said, holding up a glowing gumdrop lantern. It gives me the burps, Avaya said, chewing a leaf. Bad idea. Very spicy. As they followed a trail of candy cane crumbs, something slithered past. Avaya turned just in time to see a shadowy swirl of sprinkles duck behind a tree. Did you see that? She whispered. Blip scanned. Unidentified sprinkle swirl. Mischief level, 9 out of 10. Suddenly, squish! Avaya stepped into a puddle of black licorice goo. Wow! This is the worst part of a jelly bean. A nearby bush shook, and a laugh echoed through the trees. A giggle. Who giggles in spooky woods? Anaya asked. Definitely someone with questionable snack choices, Avaya muttered, wiping her boot on a jelly log. They followed the giggle deeper in, past licorice vines and marshmallow thorns. A tree had been clawed, sprinkle bits scattered in the dirt. Then they saw it. A tiny candy cart, abandoned. Empty sprinkle jars clinked in the breeze. On the side, written in chocolate syrup, no joy, no jelly, just shadows. That's not comforting, said Anaya. Suddenly the bushes rustled again. This time, a tail swished into view. It was striped, sparkly, and moving fast. It's the sprinkle snatcher, Avaya shouted. They charged after it, leaping over licorice roots and dodging flying gumdrops. But when they turned the corner, nothing. Just a single gray sprinkle spinning in the air. He's fast, said Anaya. Too fast, said Blip, but we'll catch him. Avaya picked up the sprinkle. It pulsed in her hand, then melted into sugar dust. She stared at her sister, eyes wide. We're definitely going to need a candy-powered plan. As they left the gloomy licorice forest, the girls stumbled upon the Candy Corn Carnival, a cheerful event that now looked stuck in slow motion. Bumper cars shaped like chocolate drops barely rolled. Cotton candy stands floated aimlessly, and carousel horses made of licorice were half animated. A carnival barker stood behind a ticket booth. Step right up to the carnival, he said, yawning. Watch the carousel. Go. Maybe. Avaya spun. This place is broken, Anaya frowned. Look, the cotton candy tornado ride is spinning the wrong way. They reached the ride where pink cotton candy hovered above mobile carts, but the wind was crooked and the swirl was dull. Queen Frosting appeared. The shadow sprinkles have reset the joy circuits. You must fix the ride's heart to bring it back. Avaya froze. Ride's heart? Blip beeped. Analyzing. Clue. Caramel conduit. They followed a line of sticky caramel piping under the main ride. At the center was a glowing caramel core, dim and gloomy. Anaya connected her dug-in bracelet, a candy bracelet, to the conduit, completing the circuit. Avaya raced to the switch. 3, 2, 1. She pulled it. With a pop, sprinkles shot up, the cotton candy twirled brightly again, and bumper cars bounced with joyful music. Yay! Avaya cheered, doing a victory dance. Well done, Guardians, Queen Frosting said, one step closer. Leaving the carnival, they followed a glitter trail, like it was made of yesterday's sprinkles. The path wound toward an enormous cookie tower. Up on the balcony, a silhouette moved, There, Avaya whispered. They scaled a licorice ladder to the top. On the balcony was a raccoon-like creature in a dark sprinkle cape, laughing in delight as he tossed handfuls of gray sprinkles into the wind. Aha, Avaya called. The creature spun. It screeched and darted inside. Avaya chased with gusto, tripped on a gumdrop tile, landed face first. Anaya helped her up. Riddle time, whispered the creature from a window. Solve this clue, or no sprinkles for you. A riddle appeared, scrawled in fudge. To find where the shadow sprinkles are stored, seek the place where colors are stored, but count them twice and twist the range. The answer's not so out of range. Colors are rainbows? Anaya whispered. Count them twice and twist the range. Avaya frowned. I'm twisting. I saw a pretzel twist. The creature howled with laughter. You're stalling. Goodbye. He vanished. The sprinkle trail ended, but a note fluttered to the ground. It read, Rainbow Archive, Aisle 7, Shelf 14 with 2 extra steps left. Avaya grinned. Archive. Let's go. Using the riddle, they entered a hidden rainbow archive, a towering library where rows of jars held all candy hues. Cherry red, mint green, lemon yellow, and gray. They counted twice, twisting between racks. At shelf 14, section Shadow Sprinkles, they found a hidden door behind stacked jars. Avaya knocked. It's locked, she said. Anaya examined the jars and realized the combination. Cherry, cherry, twist, lemon, lemon, twist. A secret mechanism triggered. The door slid open to a bubbling underground lab glowing with neon. Inside were rows of machines extracting sprinkles into gray clouds. At the center stood the sprinkle snatcher, tinkering over a control panel. He looked sadder in person. Avaya gasped. You. The snatcher froze. Stop stealing sprinkles, Anaya demanded gently. He sighed. I just want to be heard. I made flavors, made entire desserts dance, but no one listens anymore. Avaya stepped forward. We can help, but you have to help us return joy to the realm. He blinked. You'd do that? Anaya nodded. Yes, we want this place to sparkle. He hesitated, then nodded. Okay, let's fix this. Avaya's eyes lit up. I've got an idea. Wad up jelly bean roller skates, a decoy banana split, and pun distractions. She rummaged through Queen Frosting's pantry for supplies. We need bubblegum wisps, caramel shoelaces. Blip beeped. This plan is ridiculous. Ridiculous works, Avaya said confidently. Anaya smirked. The pair arrived at the lab's central control, where the snatcher watched them anxiously. Avaya set banana split on a spring trap. Pun intended. She laced sugar shoelaces across the floor. Now, I need my jelly bean skates. Avaya strapped on shiny skates. Watch and learn. She zoomed across the floor, puns flying. I'm on a roll. Let's make a fruit goal. The snatcher watched, confused, then chuckled. Boing. He stepped on the caramel lace trap and ended up in the net of gumdrops. Gotcha, Avaya cheered, but she stopped. We're not here to make you a science project. You're invited. To help. The snatcher looked at the jar of gray sprinkles. Maybe I can repurpose them, color them, rethink how they work. Avaya nodded. Let's fix this lab together. With the sprinkle snatcher on their side, Avaya, Anaya, and Blip helped him reprogram the sprinkle machines. The lab, once shadowy and cold, started to glow with pastel lights. The snatcher poured a scoop of gray sprinkles into a prism-shaped chamber and added drops of flavor essence. Fizz, sparkle, pop. The gray transformed into brilliant, shimmering rainbow glow sprinkles. They're beautiful, Anaya whispered. Taste-tacular, Avaya said, tossing one in her mouth. Ooh, fizzy pineapple vanilla. Blip spun in delight. Joy levels restored. Sprinkle harmony, 96% complete. Suddenly, the machine shook. An emergency alert flashed. Sprinkle outbreak in the realm. Queen Frosting appeared via sprinkle hollow call. The last shadow sprinkles. Someone set them loose in the jelly bean jungle. The Snatcher groaned. My old assistant. Fizzle. He must have triggered the failsafe. We're going after him, Anaya said. Yup, Avaya added, tightening her marshmallow boots. Operation Resparkle, full jelly bean mode. The sisters zoomed into jelly bean jungle in a jelly glider driven by Blip. Lush vines drooped with sour-flavored jelly beans, and wild candy critters peeked out. Twizzler snakes, licorice leopards, and gumdrop birds. They landed near a tree pulsing with dark energy. In front of it stood Fizzle, a small candy bot with crackling sprinkle claws and LED frown eyes. You can't stop me, Fizzle barked. The world needs sourness. But sour without sweet is just a mouthful of lemon socks, Avaya replied. We have rainbow glow sprinkles now, said Anaya. Let us sprinkle balance. Never. Fizzle launched a sprinkle storm. Shadow sprinkles swirled into candy cyclones. Avaya raced up a jelly bean vine and launched herself off a marshmallow mushroom. Ninja twirl, she shouted, tossing a jar of rainbow glow into the cyclone. Anaya slid in with Blip, redirecting shadow sprinkles into a containment cookie jar. Fizzle powered up. Bees? Poof. He slipped on a gumdrop. Oof, he said. The Snatcher, now Professor Sprinkleton, appeared with a sparkle scoop. Fizzle. Time to fix this, together. Fizzle blinked, then nodded. The sky turned from licorice gray to cotton candy pink. The realm rejoiced. At the castle of Queen Frosting, giant glowing jellyfish balloons floated above a chocolate stage. Avaya and Anaya were awarded the Golden Sprinkle Medals, shaped like scoops and giggles. To Avaya and Anaya, shouted Queen Frosting, guardians of the night and our sprinkle-saving heroes. The crowd of candy creatures cheered, gumdrop foxes, caramel bears, and marshmallow mice. Avaya bit her medal. Real gold. I mean sugar gold. Anaya laughed. Same thing here. Butterball snorted beside them, snuggled in a marshmallow blanket. Blip beeped. Mission. Sparkle harmony. 100% restored. As the fireworks popped like bubblegum above, Queen Frosting whispered to the girls, There will always be darkness, little guardians, but so long as you have heart, and maybe a few sprinkles, you'll always find the light. That night, back in their room, Avaya and Anaya curled into bed. On their bedside, their guardian tokens shimmered with soft rainbow light. Butterball snored. Avaya whispered, That was the best sprinkle storm battle ever. Anaya yawned. Can't wait for the next one. Blip tucked into a marshmallow charger. As their nightlights dimmed, a new message appeared on their tokens. And so, under the swirl of starlight and the gentle glow of their guardian tokens, Avaya and Anaya stood side by side, grinning from ear to ear. The mischievous shadow sprinkles had been returned to their jar, with an extra glitter-proof lid this time. The Sleepy Cake Kingdom was restored to peace, and Butterball finally stopped hiccuping glitter. Did we just save the dream world again? Avaya asked, brushing cotton candy from her hair. Yes, Anaya said proudly. And I only stepped in pudding twice this time. Captain Orion appeared above them in a shimmering portal, his star cloak fluttering in the dream breeze. Well done, Guardians, he said with a cosmic smile. You've officially passed level 1. Blip did a loop-the-loop in celebration. Confetti shot out of his head. Accidentally. Up next, level 2. The girls looked at each other. Wide eyes, big grins. Oh, yeah. Back in their room, tucked into cozy beds and surrounded by soft snoring. Thanks, Butterball. The girls drifted off to sleep again. Their tokens pulsed gently on their nightstands. 1 beat, 2 beats. Pause. All was calm. All was sparkly. Their bedroom faded into quiet, and the stars outside sparkled just a little brighter. And that's the end of tonight's magical mission, brave dreamers. Avaya and Anaya showed us that being a guardian isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave, kind, and just a little bit silly. So snuggle in tight, close your eyes, and let your imagination take you on adventures of your own. Who knows what puzzles you might solve next? Good night, Guardians, and dream big.